It is Thursday, June 25th, 6 months till Christmas. And I want to know, some of you are like ultra organized Christmas shoppers. If you have already done Christmas shopping for 2026, I want to hear it. I want to hear about it. So I hope you're having a good day. Today is actually my favorite Thursday of the month in that it is Food Bake Delivery Day. And I delivered 9 deliveries this morning up in the Bath area, and I just love doing that. So this is one of the few times I actually use a mix. Pampered Chef has come out with a lot of different mixes, and I'm just not a mix person. I'm married to a chef. We don't buy mixes. We just make it up as we go. But I love this meatloaf mix. I love it. So it comes in this little box. It uses 2 pounds of ground beef. I have just kind of eyeballed it and done half at a time. So you could do 1 pound. I am going to do 2 pounds tonight because then I'm going to make 2 meatloafs with it. But if I still had 3 kids living at home, this would be perfect for a family of 4 to 6, I would say. Makes a good sized meatloaf. If you think about it, if it's 2 pounds of Hamburg ground beef, that is really 8 servings, wait, let me do that mental math. 8 4-ounce servings. Yes, that's what we want. So a 2 pound full box recipe makes 8 4-ounce servings, which is a really nice size of protein. So let me go grab the ground beef. So I want to explain the ground beef to you. My husband is a deal shopper, and because he works in Elmira, he will check out everybody's prices between Corning and Elmira. And he found meatloaf or ground beef on sale somewhere yesterday. It might have been Weiss, it might have been Tops, I don't really remember. I think it was Weiss, which is just a few blocks from the college where he works. So he bought a whole bunch, and then what he does is he portions it out into little 4-ounce meatballs. He rolls these all up. So he uses our largest scoop, scoops it out, puts 2 scoops together, equals 4 ounces, rolls them in balls, and I have a big Ziploc baggie in the freezer with a whole bunch of these meatballs rolled up. Now, they're not meant to be cooked as meatballs. They're just 4-ounce portions of ground beef that we can then pull out what we need when we want it. So for instance, if we decide we want burgers for dinner, we can pour out 2 for Ken, 1 for me, let them thaw overnight in the fridge, and we have 3 burgers ready to go. If I want to make a recipe that calls for a pound of ground beef, I pull 4 of them out of the freezer bag and let them thaw in the fridge overnight, and then make my recipe. So this is, again, we're using 2 pounds, so there's 8 meatballs in here. And again, they're just balls of meat. They don't have any seasoning in them, but this is how Ken likes to portion it out and freeze it up. So it's ready and easy to grab and use what we need when we need it. And I think he's brilliant. So we're gonna just pop this right in the mixer bowl. You guys, I came so close to ordering a second mixer bowl the other day. I was so close. If I'm looking over here, it's because I'm waiting for someone to pop on to see if she does. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I almost ordered a second one because I use these so much. And right now, when you host a party, you can get anything at 60% off. And I had a small little catalog show going in, and I thought I should just get another bowl. But instead, I got something. What did I end up getting? I don't remember now. I'm saving the bowl purchase for another time. But that's how often I use this mixer. It's just, sometimes it's just in the dishwasher, and I don't want to have to pull it out and wash it again to make the next thing. So just know that there are extra bowls available if you have one and you decide you need a second like I do. And you can get 60% off replacement parts even when you host with Pampered Chef. So just be aware of that. All right, so the meatloaf calls for the 2 pounds of Hamburg, and then we've got the meatloaf mix. We need a 1/2 cup of milk and 2 eggs. So let me grab those. I started to get those out, and I don't know what happened. Obviously, I didn't finish. Oh, 2 eggs. All right. There's 2 eggs in here. Oh, and these are from our farmer friend. I can tell because they're like 2 very different sizes. That is okay. So we're going to put them in here. I have a whole nother batch unwashed yet in the basement that he gave me last week. And I just love farm fresh eggs. If you can get them, I am so happy for you. I would be really sad if we didn't have a source. We do every now and again have to buy them at the store. And apparently I needed more things out that I didn't realize I still had over here. Sorry guys. Things that we'll edit out of the replay. Okay, so 1/2 cup of milk, and I don't have milk, I have heavy cream, so that's what we're using. And I want to make sure I get all that out. You could probably water this down if you're substituting heavy cream for milk. I'm not going to, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're worried about that, just know that that would be an option. And I think you can just ask Google and she will tell you, or he, depending on the voice you have set up, you know, how to water down cream to make it more like milk. Okay, so we're just gonna set this on the mix setting and we're gonna let it go. And then it's gonna be ready to put in the pan. So let me just get it started. And let me actually read the directions to be sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, it says for 45 minutes or until combined. This is preset for 2.5 minutes. I'm just going to keep an eye on it when it looks ready. We'll stop mixing, which will probably be in just a few seconds here. While that's happening, I need to grab stopping that because that is ready. I was gone for about a week, and that's when things go missing because I then forget where we store them, and so he puts them in weird places, which is pretty funny. Because I only have 2 drawers in this kitchen, but I have all these bins down here, and that's where it's supposed to be, but it's so we're just gonna use the other one, which is fine. Okay, so this is ready to go into our baker. So there's a lot of different ways you can form this up. I personally like doing it in the mini deep covered baker. If I'm doing it for the if I'm doing the full recipe, I use the standard deep covered baker. Let me grab it so you can see the difference in sizes. Okay, so this is the one that started it all. This is the standard deep covered baker. This is a fantastic pan for everything from Mexican lasagna to meatloaf to baking your sourdough. It's a great pan for sourdough. It's the big one. You can do a chicken in the microwave in about 30 minutes. And then we have the mini. So it's about half the size. Perfect for cooking for one or two. That's what we're gonna make our meatloaf in tonight. And it needs a dusting. Excuse me while I dust my pan. That was weird. I don't know why. Oh, well, I'll bet I know what happened. I'll bet somebody stored something in here. That happens. We store things because we have so little storage space in the kitchen. Okay, so things I edit out. Just going to take this off and move my stand mixer out of the way. And now we will take about half of it, put it in this pan here. And then the other half, which is still in here, I'll shape into a similar size loaf and put it in a Ziploc baggie. If you have started collecting silicone bags, they work really well for this as well. I have a couple, but they are in use with other things. But I always feel kind of like so American when I use a Ziploc baggie. Knowing that for my daughter in Uganda, Ziploc baggies are, they are part of the gift. If you give somebody something in a Ziploc baggie, the Ziploc baggie is part of the gift. If you take somebody leftover naan bread that you've made and you say, keep the Ziploc bag, it is like a treasure. It is like plastic bags in upstate New York, right? And so, yeah, so I feel kind of like, oh, we have it so easy here. So there is my little mini meatloaf to go in the air fryer. And I probably should start preheating that, but I want to get my potatoes done first. And then the other half here, like I said, I'm going to stick it in the fridge for now, but it's pretty much shaped up in the same shape. And I'll just pop this in a freezer baggie, press the air out. Well, here, let me show you how I do that. So the first and most important thing to do is write the date on the freezer bag and what it is. So I'm going to put meatloaf. Some of you are like, well, duh. But others of you know what it's like to open the freezer and find this mystery package. And you're thinking, I have no idea. Is it ham? Is it pork chops? I literally had this yesterday with something that my husband had put in. We have a bag of scraps that we throw in of like onion and celery and things like that for stock. That right now looks extremely similar to a bag that I think says stuffing on it. And I'm looking at this bag of stuffing going, I don't know what this is. So anyway, writing it on and then writing the date is important too. So I just roll it up and squish as much of the air out as possible. Give that a zip. And again, if you zip it most of the way and then give it one last squeeze, that really, really takes care of getting the air out. And the reason you want the air out is so that you don't get freezer burn. All right, so we're gonna pop that in the freezer. Yay, that'll come in handy. And we are going to do our potatoes. So I was looking for my favorite veggie peeler, which is the swivel head one that just came out. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it could be. I'm pretty sure I did not take it. I did a vendor event in Albany last week, and I am almost 100% positive I did not take it to that. So I don't know where it's hiding. But this is an old peeler, and you know, I'm really okay using an old peeler. This peeler got the old logo, so it's at least 10 years old. Our logo changed in 2015, around there. From the chef's hat to the happy spoon. And I only remembered that what year it was because it was between two of the kids' weddings. So don't be too impressed. I only remember it because it was the year between Josiah's wedding and Hannah's wedding, and we had a new CEO and she updated everything, which was a good thing. It's a good thing. So anyway, I just want to point out that my 10-plus-year-old peeler is still working beautifully here, especially on a sweet potato. Sweet potatoes are just so much fun to process, aren't they? Right up there with butternut squash in my book. And so anything to save time. You'll see the swivel peeler on our website, and it's really ingenious because it swivels to use this way, which is what I'm doing, but then it swivels to go up and down if that's what you prefer, if that's the kind of peeler that you're used to, which honestly is what I grew up with, was the up and down peeler. So, and I find for certain things, like if I'm peeling a regular potato, I want the up and down, but I do prefer this horizontal peeler for things like sweet potatoes. All right, I've made a mess. Let me put this over in the compost pile and show you how quickly we are going to have sweet potatoes. I'm sorry, French fries from these sweet potatoes. This is when I need to preheat the oven. So let me just do that. And I don't think my Zoom person is showing up, so I am going to heat and crisp. Is that on the top or the front to bottom? Oh yay, it's on the top. Okay, that's what we want. So we're going to do sink finish. I'm going to do top. Well, I want to do top first. I guess we'll do bottom first. Okay, this is going to bake at 350 for about, it says an hour to an hour and 10 minutes, but because it's the air fryer, I'm going to do it about 40 minutes and then temp it. Because that seems to be, air fryers just cook so much faster. Okay, so now that's preheating. Now we're going to do the top, and we want, oh, come on, top. I feel like I missed something. Let's just start this over. Oh, there's heat and crisp. It's down here. Okay, well, that's all right. We still need to do custom. So this is where we wing it, friends. So 350, 40 minutes. And, oh, no, stop. Okay, we're in the sink. So 350, 40 minutes. And now we're going to do the top. And we are going to do custom. And we're going to set the temp to 425, which is air fry. And we want that to go for 18 minutes. Okay, perfect. So here's what's going to happen. This is going to preheat, and when the bottom is ready, it's going to beep, and I'll put the meatloaf in. And then I'm going to get the fries all ready, and they are going to go on this rack in the top half. And it will start to preheat about 5 minutes before the 18 minutes would need to start. It's all synced, and so everything gets done at the same time. So this just, again, saves guesswork on like how soon I have to start the fries for them. I did this just last night where I had the pork chops ready and I hadn't even started the potatoes yet because I just kind of like lost track of time. This allows you to get it all going at the same time and all in the air fryer oven, ready to go. And then I can go on with whatever else I need to do until this is ready to eat. So, all right, let's get these ready. Doing one of my favorite things, which is using the Rapid Prep mandolin. I love this thing. I love it. I use this so much more than I ever thought I would. And I don't even like canned pickles. I would think if you can pickles, you really want this in your life. Or if you can anything for that matter. All right, so I set it to thick fries. And as I mentioned before, if you order this from me, I will send you my masterclass on how to set it up, how to use it, so you're not flying blind. And having said that, if you have ordered this from me and I have forgotten to send you that masterclass video, please say so. I'll get that link off to you. It's on my YouTube channel, so you can grab it anytime. All right. I have a love-hate relationship with sweet potatoes. I love to eat them. I hate to prep them. So this at least takes the worst of it out, because this is so much faster than trying to cut them by hand. And you're going to see here in just a minute. So I want them to lay flat-ish in there so that my fries are long. So let's do this to smartly, Mary Beth, and get that on the cutting board. Okay, so if I put it in this way, I'm going to have short fries. So I want it to go in this way. Like this. There we go. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. Because now we have fries. Sweet potatoes are hard, but look at how these are done. Now, even me, with my trusty chef's knife, cannot possibly get these made this quickly. And yes, I'm having to give this some extra effort because they are sweet potatoes. But now they're done. We're going to just throw these little pieces in for kicks and giggles. And there we have it. All my potatoes ready to go. All right, and then this, of course, just all goes right in the dishwasher. It comes apart, stores together. Your blades are in there, so your hands are never near the blades. It actually even comes with a little cleaning brush, because stuff does get stuck in there, and it won't always come out just with the dishwasher. So it comes with a little brush right here. And gets in there and cleans stuff out before you throw it in the dishwasher. Okay? Love, love, love. It's that thing. And we've had other mandolins in the past, but nothing like this baby. So that is the tough part. We're going to throw it in here. That is a lot of fries. I won't complain. What did I do with my oil? What did I do with my oil? Oh, here it is. We are going to use our little oil measuring storage thing. I found that you want to make sure you don't screw the top on too tightly, or it just works really slow. So you want it on firm but not tight, and it'll measure up to 3 teaspoons or a full tablespoon, and this calls for a tablespoon. So perfect. And this is my low-grade olive oil. I heard it called something else the other day that I was like intrigued. It wasn't low-grade. It was something else. So we are just. I'm going to add a little bit more because this is a lot of sweet potatoes. Those are 2 big potatoes. All right, and we're going to season with salt. Now, y'all, I have mentioned I love the new electric salt and pepper shaker. This is a really perfect example of why I love it. First of all, it has these little dots, so you can decide how coarse or fine you want the salt. But look at this. I can salt with one hand and toss with the other. I can get fresh ground salt, and I don't have to use 2 hands to grind it. Is that not just the coolest thing? I just think it's so cool. And I don't know if you noticed, but it lights up so you can actually see what you're doing, which is kind of, in my opinion, a big deal. All right, so we have our salt on there. We're gonna put these here, and I wanna spread them out in a thin layer. These racks actually have a lip on them. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a wire, it's like bumped up. So you can do this, whoo, and they won't fall off the rack while they're in the air fryer. So now what we're going to do, with my dish rag, there it is. When I go to edit this, I realize I start sentences and then I like get distracted and then I never finish the sentence. So we're gonna start this sentence over. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just put this rack right in here. Okay, and you can see where it says hold. I don't know if you can see that, but it says hold right there. So it's just holding. And when it's time, this gets closer to when this is counted down, the top will start. And it'll preheat and it'll air fry those sweet potatoes. So everything's done at the same time, which I love. So the last part of our meal tonight is some fresh beans. I had bought these fresh last week and then I was gone. And I took them out to make dinner the other night and realized that if I didn't get them prepped, they were gonna be gone. And I like the Wegmans fresh cut beans. They're fresh, I'm sorry, not fresh cut, but they're just fresh. So I like to get them fresh. And I also, over these many years, have always been impressed with how Wegmans beans taste when you buy them, like in, back when they had like a fresh dining area where you could just, like it was buffet style. Or even if you get a prepped meal and it has green beans, their green beans are always cooked like perfect. Yeah, I'm married to a chef. I have never been confident cooking beans, right up there with steak. But on the package, it tells you exactly how they do it. So I did this the other day, and this is all we're gonna have to do. These beans have been blanched. So they were cooked for about 6 minutes, and then they were submerged in ice cold water. And now all we're gonna need to do is reheat them. So I'm actually going to put them in this pan with a little bit of butter and probably a lot of butter, honestly, and some of our garlic Parmesan seasoning, and just heat them up over a very tiny amount of water, and they will be ready to eat in just a couple minutes. You could also microwave them, and honestly, once I get off camera, I might change my mind and microwave them. That's even easier. And again, they're cooked. They're cooked and blanched. You can freeze them once you've done that. I plan to eat them faster than that, so they're just in our fridge, but it extends the life of your fresh beans considerably longer. Now, those of you who are freezer queens, like you grow your own beans and your own corn, and then you freeze it all at the end of the summer, you probably can explain this even better than I just did. But I just think it's magic. And again, Wegmans green beans always taste perfect. So I was like, what is the secret? And it's right on the package. They tell you exactly how they do it. So I thought that was a win.